Welcome back to Low Stress Math with Mrs. Bono. We are back to solve the second half of the equal values method for solving systems Kuta software review page. So we are going to start with problem number 5. But before I do that, I'm just going to use my ruler and separate down all the way so that I don't make a mess out of my page. One of the things about algebra is you really should try to be very neat when you are doing algebra problems so that when the person who's grading it looks at it, they can see where you made a mistake. Because sometimes, it's really simple. You just made a little mistake and you only lose like some credit instead of, getting the whole problem wrong. That's another thing I really like about algebra is you can get partial credit because, you just make a little mistake, you only lose a little credit. So let's take a look at this first one. We're going to set them equal. Now, I like to put the larger coefficient of x on the left. Now, looking at -6 and -5, that could confuse some people. I know that -5 is larger than -6 because I think about a thermometer, and -5 is not as cold as -6. Actually, what I usually think is -1 is not as cold as -50. So yeah, that's my thought process. Smaller negatives are larger. So -5x is equal, oh my goodness, I was gonna copy the problem wrong. That's another mistake that people make, is they'll copy the problem wrong, and then they get the whole thing wrong because they copied it wrong. Now, that's something easy that you can check, that people don't always check. But, I know you're a little smarter than that. Now, my X looks a little like a star because I started making another mistake. Look at me, I'm all full of mistakes today. All right, to get over the equal sign, the opposite of -6 is +6. Or if you like to think subtract 6, you add 6. But that is 0. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides, because if you do it to one side of an equation, you have to do it to the other. That's the rule. You know that rule. You've heard it before. 5 minus 6, the signs are different. 6 minus 5 is 1. 6 is positive, so it's 1x minus 12 equals -14. Be careful. That negative is there. I know it says subtract 14, but for our purposes, subtracting and negatives are going to be the same. This is simple algebra. I'm not trying to trick anybody here. So, to get over the equal sign, you have to do the opposite. Now, I want all the numbers on one side and the variable on the other. I'm trying to do something called isolate the variable. I want the letter by itself. So to isolate this variable, I have to add 12 to both sides. Now, -12 and +12 is 0. Bring down the x, and x and 1x are the same. That's why I didn't write the 1. Equals, now the signs are different. 14 minus 12 is 2. Negative is larger, so -2. Bum, bum, bum. So now I have x. What do you need? Y. Why do you need it? Because you need 2. You need an x and a y. So it doesn't matter. Pick one. Here we go. Y equals that, -5x minus 12. Now, it's important to write out which one of the equations you picked before you show the substitution so that the person knows the direction that you're going in. So y equals -5 times -2 minus 12. Negative times negative is positive. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 minus 12. Well, 10 minus 12 is -2. Again, I could do it on a calculator. You could ask Siri, or you could just know what you're doing here. So now I have x is -2 and y is -2, so that's what I'm going to put up here. -2, comma, -2. Ba-bam, I'm done. La 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 la. On to the next problem. So I'm going to go a little faster now. 3x is bigger than -6, so that goes on the left. 3x minus 9 equals negative 6x plus 18. I made that negative gigantic so that I don't lose it while I'm doing my math. So I'm going to add 6x to both sides. Negative 6x and positive 6x is 0. 3x plus 6x is 9x. Minus 9 equals 18. It's plus 18, that's why it's positive. Got to go over that equal sign again, so I'm going to add 9 to both sides. And negative 9 and positive 9 is 0. 9x equals 18 plus 9 is 27. Divide by 9 on both sides. 9 divided by 9 is 1, so I have 1x. And 27 divided by 9 is 3. You may notice that when I do these problems, I'm getting whole numbers. I'm doing that on purpose. I'm picking problems that have whole number answers because it's a little easier. But just know that when you get into high school, you're going to start getting numbers that might have fraction answers or decimal answers. Yeah, it could happen. Don't be afraid. You have a calculator. I pick one of them. I'm going to take the positive one because positivity. Y equals 3x minus 9. Y equals 3 times 3 minus 9. And y equals 9 minus 9. Y equals 0. Ba, 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 ba. X is 3, y is 0. And you have to write that up there. You know you do. And it's always XY order. X is 3, y is 0. All right, next one. 5x is larger than 1x, so that goes on the left. 5x minus 13 equals 1x minus 5. I'm going to subtract 1x from both sides. I get 4x minus 13 equals negative 5. Yeah, 1 minus 1 is 0. The opposite, you want to move all the numbers to one side, so add 13 to both sides. Negative 13, positive 13 is 0, so you bring down the 4x. Don't forget the equal sign. I keep putting my equal sign. Some people like to just put a line down the middle. That's fine too, but don't forget there's an equal sign there. Negative 5 plus 13, the signs are different, so you subtract and you get 8. 13 is positive, it's larger than 5, so positive 8. Divide both sides by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2, so x equals 2. All right. Pick one, it doesn't matter which one. So I'm going to take the top one, y minus 5. Y equals x minus 5. Y equals 2 minus 5. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. 2 comma negative 3. All right. 2x is larger than negative 3x, so 2x plus 11 equals negative 3x minus 9. You want to add 3x to both sides because the opposite of my negative 3x is positive 3x. Be careful. Keep that negative with that 9. Careful, careful, careful. 2x plus 3x is 5x plus 11 equals negative 9. Careful, careful, careful. Subtract 11 from both sides. Well, this is the first time we're having this on this page. 11 minus 11 is 0. 5x equals, when the signs are the same, you add the numbers. 9 plus 11 is 20. They're both negative, so it's negative 20. You could do it on a calculator, you get the same answer. Divide both sides by 5, and x equals negative 4. Go back, pick one of the problems, and put the negative 4 in. So I'm going to pick the second problem. Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. Y equals 2x plus 11. Y equals 2 times -4, don't lose your negative sign, plus 11. Y equals -8 plus 11. Y equals 3. -8 plus 11 is 3. You could have, if you put this in the calculator, you can do that, by the way. You don't have to do it. I always do it step by step, but that's just, I want you to learn. But you could have done it in the calculator as 2 parentheses -4 plus 11, and just gotten a straight up answer 3. And it's still the same thing. You didn't have to do this middle step. But I always do it. Here we go, -4, 3. Now, I love these ones on the bottom, because these are so easy, because they're straight up got a number here. There's no x, so I don't have to, I know 6x is larger, so that's going to go on the left. 6x is larger than 0. So I start with 6x plus 10 equals -8. I already know y is -8. I'm actually going to put a box around that because I don't have to find the y. I only have to find the x because I know y is -8. Subtract 10 from both sides. 10 minus 10 is 0. 6x equals, the signs are the same, so you add them. They're both negative, so it's -18. And then divide both sides by 6. And you get x equals -3. It's true, yeah. Don't have to find the y, it's already there. So when I write it down, it's -3, -8. If they give you the y, you don't have to find the y. And they did it again right here. They gave me the y, I don't have to look for it. Y equals, I was going too fast and I messed up the problem. All right, let's fix this. Wrong, wrong. -2x minus 13 equals 3. I'm adding 13 to both sides. See, I lost my sign. And now I'm doing it right. Here we go. -2x equals 16. I have to divide by -2. -2 divided by -2 is just 1x. 16 divided by -2 is -8. And this is the wrong answer. I need more highlighting. All this mistakiness, Bono. How could you do such a thing to the children? Well, because I'm human. But you also know that I went back and I checked my problems, because I don't want to give you bad math. Here we go. -8, 3. Matter of fact, I'm going to edit this mistake out of the video, but I'm going to attach this part of it so that you know I made a mistake and I went back and I corrected it, because nobody's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. It's okay. Just make sure you correct yourself. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.